Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope that you're doing well. Today I've got a requested video from one of you lovely beast mode gents out there. 5 of my cheapest fragrances that I still think deserve a 10 out of 10. So these are fragrances that obviously don't cost you that much, assuming you buy them from discounters, that are absolutely worth owning in my opinion. So let's jump into it and let's check these out. Hey guys, today we are also going to be giving away a full bottle of your choice from Galeria Parfums, which in case you're unaware of, is 7 fragrances where I did the creative directive work on the scents. So stay tuned for that. One of you out there is going to win a bottle of your choice. Now, as I mentioned, this one was requested by a lovely Beast Mode gent out there. If you want to join the Beast Mode gents, click that join button below. Check out the membership tiers and the perks and all that. There's also a link in the description. Now, I've got to say that I do grade these on just a little bit of a curve because they are so inexpensive. So what I mean by that is, let's say somebody hands you 2 fragrances, okay? We're gonna use our imaginations. They hand you 2 fragrances. They smell the exact same. And you smell fragrance 1, you smell fragrance 2. And you're like, oh, okay. And they go, fragrance 1, that cost $120. What do you think about that? 1 to 10. And you think, huh, I like it. Yeah, well, I'm 8. And then they say fragrance 2. And you think to yourself, yeah, it smells the exact same. That one, $25. Then you think, wow, 10 out of 10. What a great deal. So a little bit of a grading curve. That's what I'm trying to say. Some of these though are just a 10 out of 10 regardless. Doesn't matter, you know, if it's $20, $50, $70, $100, whatever. And this first one, absolutely, for me, 10 out of 10, even if it were 3 times the cost. It is Ankara Noir from Lalique. This one I love, absolutely love. It has cypress, it's got vetiver, it has cashmere wood, it's dark, it's rooty, it's mysterious, it's a little bit divisive as well. Some people smell this and they think, yeah, I can't wear that. But you can, my friend, you can wear that. It's got a little bit of a similarity to Chanel's Sycamore, which is just amazing. If you love vetiver scents, Sycamore, one of the best ones you're ever gonna find. I have maybe 4 or 5 milliliters left in my bottle of Sycamore. It's an eau de toilette bottle. And it's the most depressing thing you'll ever see. This big, huge bottle, and you hold it up, and there's just like a little bit swishing at the bottom. For me, though, this one gets you close enough to Sycamore that if you want something in that style, then you can reach for this and kind of scratch that itch. It is a top-of-the-line, dark, woodsy scent. Absolutely love it. The first time I sprayed that on, I thought to myself, that is insane that for that cost, the value, the quality can be that high. So Ankara Noir, for me, that is an easy 10 out of 10. Now, if you want some Ankara Noir, but you want it a little bit more wearable, you could go Ankara Noir Sport. But for me, the original Ankara Noir, that one I've got to highlight here. Also say, this isn't the only 5 I'd give a 10 out of 10. There might be some other ones here. So maybe we'll cover those in a future video. We'll see. Next up is one that pretty much everyone has covered in a cheap video at one time or another, but that's for a good reason. It's Bentley for Men Intense. Now, I do think that Bentley for Men Intense is not the only Bentley for Men fragrance worth checking out, because Absolute is also great and it's also cheap. Black Edition is really solid. The original Bentley for Men, that one's great too. So Intense is not the only one in the family that you should know about. It's not the only one you should check out, but it's definitely the most well-known of the bunch. It's the one that everybody talks about, or for the most part. It's got rum, incense, woods, leather, and cinnamon as some of the notes in the scent. It's got a similarity to Chambre Noir from Olfactive Studio. It's got a similarity to Idole de Luban from Luban. So this one, to an extent, kind of does go back to what I said at the beginning of the video with that analogy, where you're handed 2 fragrances and you're asked, okay, what about this one? Okay, now what about this one that's 1/4 the price or 1/5 the price? Because this will get you really close to those 2 niche fragrances, which frankly I love both of. And the quality here, through the roof. for the price. So Bentley from an Intense, is it a bit obvious? Yes, it is. But is it also a cheap fragrance that deserves a 10 out of 10? Yeah, I think so, when you grade it on that nice little curve. But I will say this until the end of time, the bottle looks really stupid when you take the cap off. Little itty bitty head and a big huge body. Next up, we've got one from Guerlain, and they have a bunch of fragrances that are worth the price at discounters. They have a lot that are in that $30 to $40 range that are an absolute steal. And then this one is definitely a steal in my opinion. Guerlain Homme Lopez. Vetiver lime, mint, and rum. Some of the notes in this fragrance gives off kind of a mojito vibe. So you have this boozy sweetness, and then it's got this wonderful woodsy vetiver dry down. So in that opening, it's the lime, the mint, and the rum that really just grab your attention. Smells awesome. So good for spring and summer, early fall as well. The dry down with that vetiver is masculine, it's modern, it's clean, it stays fresh throughout. And the performance is actually pretty good for me. That's one of the things it does get bagged on for, is not having great performance. But for that type of scent, I think it's completely fine. Now, once upon a time, that fragrance did get a decent amount of hype. A lot of people talked about it. A lot of people really loved it. But over time, people stopped talking about it. So it's kind of fallen out of favor a little bit. For the price, though, that is an amazing scent. Comes from an amazing house. And I think it has so much going for it. It's a pretty easy 10 out of 10 for me. And frankly, it would not be the only Guerlain that would get a 10 out of 10 for the price. Now, this next one is actually the last fragrance in this list that came to my mind. And it's one that I've talked about before. I've worn it a good amount. I've owned it for years and years, but for some reason, this one always just kind of like falls into the back of my mind, and I don't remember it, and suddenly I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. So it just came to me right at the last second, and I think it's like that in general because it's not from a really well-known house. You know, it doesn't get talked about a whole bunch, but it's super solid. It is Homme by Hanny Mori. Now, this has an eau de toilette and an eau de parfum version. This one that I have in my hand is an eau de toilette. The eau de parfum is pretty much like you would imagine. Same general idea, same general scent profile, just a little bit richer, a little bit deeper. One is not significantly better than the other, I would say. Get whichever one is more affordable. This has cinnamon, amber, tonka, violet leaf, and cardamom as some of the notes in the scent. And this smells quite similar to a fragrance I love that is now discontinued and getting harder and harder and harder to find all the time. It is Gucci Purom 2. I love this scent, man. Oh, it's so good. This is a crime against humanity. The discontinuation of Gucci Purom 2. Is that exaggeration? Maybe. This is one of the best spring fragrances I've ever smelled. So relaxing, so chilled, great casual, great office, great business, great everything fragrance. The versatility is through the roof on this stuff. And also that nice blue coloration, that's good too. Bottle, everything about it looks fantastic. It smells fantastic. This one is tea based. That's the main thing that people remember from this, that they pull from this, the tea in the fragrance. Now, this one, if you noticed when I read off some of the notes in it, no tea. So that's going to be the biggest difference. I mean, some people are going to smell this and get that tea vibe from it, but it doesn't come across the same as in this scent, as in the Gucci. Now, that being said, pretty much everything outside of that smells really similar. And if you were to ask me, hey, I loved Gucci Purom 2. I need an alternative. I can't spend that much money to get a bottle. It's just too much. This is the first thing I would point you to. Yeah, the packaging maybe looks a little bit cheap. The cap doesn't look the greatest. It's, again, really inexpensive feeling, but the scent is great. So even though sometimes I forget this exists and then I walk by and it catches my eye and I go, oh yeah, let me wear that. Even though that does tend to happen a lot more with this than some other fragrances, when I do wear it, I love it. All right, guys, time to do that giveaway. Leave a comment below just telling me which of the 7 fragrances you would like. So any of them, your choice. If you're unaware of the fragrances for any reason, you can go to the website, which is linked below. There's more information there. If you're on Instagram, throw a like to Galerie Parfum. And on the website, while you're there, sign up for the little news list. And lastly, like this video and be subscribed to the channel. In about 7 days, I will pick a winner with random comment picker. If you are the winner, whichever bottle you said you wanted, you'll get. I'll post up the winner on the community tab. And if that's you, just reach out to me with your address and the bottle will be on its way to you. So good luck everybody, and we'll do another one of these soon. We're at the last fragrance, and this one I fell in love with the first time I smelled it. I think it's fantastic for the price. It's one of the best roast coffee notes of any designer fragrance. It's Halloween Man X. Now, up until the release of this fragrance, the Halloween Man line didn't have a ton of respect. It's probably most well known for the original Halloween Man, which is essentially just a play on Paco Rabanne's 1 Million. Then you had Halloween Man Rock On, Halloween Man Tattoo. Yeah, those didn't do so good. Who would have thunk it? You put out a super cheesy looking bottle and call it Tattoo, and it just doesn't take off. Like, what? How is that possible? Halloween Man Shot was all right. Still don't really get that name. Halloween Man Shot. What? Like, it's Halloween, I'm a man, and I just got shot in the chest. It's a fragrance? Yeah, I don't know. But then Halloween Man X came out. I didn't have very high expectations. Sprayed this stuff on and was just blown away. For the price, this stuff is fan-frickin-tastic. It has coffee, whiskey, tonka, cardamom, and cinnamon. It is a great scent for cool weather. It's a compliment puller, very versatile. Like I said, that roast coffee just really gets me. So Halloween Man X, gotta give it a 10 out of 10. Worn it a bunch, and every time I do, come away happy. I'm a happy customer. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. 5 really cheap fragrances that I would give a 10 out of 10. Again, shout out to the Beast Mode Gents for suggesting this video. Remember, enter that giveaway. Good luck to everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.